Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Young and Restless preview. Victoria's shocking next move will leave, spoiler, and fans absolutely stunned. Young and Restless Victoria is going through a terrible time in the aftermath of Cole's untimely death, but she may be further off her moorings than we ever thought possible given the unforeseen and frankly, shocking move she'll make later this week. Victor and Nikki's daughter has been through it this past year. First, she discovered that the young woman who tried to kill her family was, in fact, the daughter she believed she and Cole lost to death as a premature infant. Then she battled with crazy Aunt Jordan, who continued her crusade to end the Newmans, but even after the threat of crazy Aunt Jordan and her accomplice, the dastardly Ian Ward, was eliminated, life dealt Vicky yet another horrible hand by taking Cole from her and Claire tragically. Her heart was shattered when he died from Legionnaire's disease after traveling on behalf of Newman Publishing. Just how bad is the heartbreak? Well, if Young and Restless spoilers are any indication, Victoria's as unhinged as we've ever seen her. Why do we say this? She's about to do something we never believed would happen, like, teasers for later this week state that Victoria and Adam will call a truce. Yes, we typed that correctly, Victoria and Adam. Her half-brother. The one she's loathed from the moment he stepped foot in Genoa City. Not that he didn't give her more than enough reasons over the years to hate his guts, he totally did. We were taken utterly by surprise when Victoria made nice with Adam's ex-wife and current live-in love, Chelsea. But we took some comfort in the fact that things stayed the same between her and Adam. Otherwise, we'd feel like Genoa City had turned upside down entirely. That said, Adam has recently stayed on the straight and narrow. And he recently stepped up for the family by hauling his behind all the way over to Nice and climbing a mountain to warn Victor about Kane's suspicious real estate deals. He was also disheartened to hear of Kane's death and told Chelsea he would make a point of stopping by to express his condolences to Victoria. It's safe to assume that this is where the truce will come and we'll enjoy a change in Victoria and Adam's dynamic. After all, they'd be a force to be reckoned with working together, but part of us also hopes it will be a very tentative truce, and not particularly long-lasting. Why? Some days it feels we're on the verge of the entirety of Genoa City joining together to sing Kumbaya given we've had so many characters reform and so many beefs squashed. So, we're gonna need Victoria and Adam to bring back the conflict at some point. What do you think of Victoria and Adam calling a truce? Vote. Victoria Newman has always been a force to be reckoned with, the business mogul, the calculating CEO of Newman Enterprises, and the daughter of the indomitable Victor Newman. But in the latest unfolding drama in The Young and the Restless, Victoria's next move won't just rock the corporate boardrooms, it will shatter personal alliances, burn bridges, and force one surprising character into a corner from which they may never return. So what is this game-changing twist? Let's dive deep into the scandal, the strategy, and the secret that will leave, spoiler, and viewers absolutely stunned. Victoria sat behind the massive glass desk at Newman Enterprises. The city skyline glistened in the backdrop, but her focus was inward. She flipped through a confidential file marked, Merger Acquisition, Classified, VN. Inside was a contract, one that, if executed, would dethrone Chancellor Winters as a major player in the Genoa City power hierarchy. But this wasn't just a corporate move. It was personal. Her eyes narrowed at one name that repeated throughout the documents, Lily Winters. Why? Because Lily had aligned herself with none other than Billy Abbott, Victoria's ex and the father of her children. While they'd maintained civility for the kids' sake, Billy's constant interference, his misguided heroism, and his emotional unpredictability had finally worn Victoria down. She didn't want revenge, she wanted dominance, and what better way than to acquire Omega Dynamics, a company Lily and Billy had just signed a tentative deal with? Meanwhile, back at Chancellor Winters, Lily sat across from Billy in the boardroom, her expression tight. We're close, she said, pushing the Omega Dynamics contract toward him. One signature away from locking them down. Billy raised an eyebrow. You think Newman's out of the picture? She's got her sights elsewhere. Probably circling back to some Newman media play. We're safe. But they weren't back at Newman. Victoria met privately with Nate Hastings. I want you to leak intel to Lily, she instructed coolly. Make her believe we're chasing a different acquisition. Nate hesitated. You want me to lie? No. Victoria said, tilting her head. I want you to strategize. There's a difference. In an intimate moment later that night, Victoria stared at an old family photo, her, Victor, Nikki, and Nick. Her grip tightened. She remembered her father's voice, always echoing in her mind when she was on the brink of a major play. If you're going to take the crown, you better be ready to draw blood. And blood she would draw. The plan was simple. Step 1, buy Omega Dynamics out from under Lily. Step 2, publicly announce it at the Chancellor Winter's quarterly meeting, humiliating Lily and Billy. Step 3, offer Nate a board seat for his loyalty. Step 4, sit back and let the corporate chaos consume everyone else. But the one wild card, Claire Grace. Victoria's newly reconnected daughter was watching her mother carefully. Though still trying to find her place in the Newman dynasty, Claire had seen enough scheming in her short time in Genoa City to sense danger, and she wasn't going to let Victoria drag the family back into toxic territory, not without a fight. Claire hesitated before dialing. The number was memorized, one she told herself she'd never use again. Billy? It's Claire. We need to talk about Victoria. Billy's voice was cold. Why are you calling me? Because my mom's about to pull something. And if you don't want your deal with Lily to go up in flames, you better listen. Billy chuckled darkly. You're warning me? That's rich. I'm warning you because I've seen what she's capable of, Claire snapped. You need to make sure Omega Dynamics signs with you this week, not next. Move faster. Billy leaned back in his chair, conflicted. Could he trust Claire? Was this just another Newman trick? But something in her voice had sounded real. And for once, he wasn't going to underestimate a Newman woman. Lily's assistant rushed in breathlessly. Victoria just scheduled a press conference, tomorrow. Lily looked up, confused. About what? It's vague. Just says, a major shift in Genoa City's business landscape. Lily froze. Billy stormed in seconds later. I just spoke to Omega's CEO. He says Victoria made them an offer. A big one. Lily's eyes went wide. How? Nate said. Nate lied, Billy growled. She played us. In that moment, the realization dawned. Victoria had outmaneuvered them. Or had she? Because unbeknownst to Victoria, Billy had done something equally bold. He had made a side offer to Omega's largest shareholder, and signed a backdoor agreement that could throw everything into chaos. At Newman Tower the next morning, reporters crowded the atrium. Victoria walked in wearing a sleek crimson suit, looking every inch the queen of Genoa City. Nikki stood at her side, proud but wary. Nick wasn't present, still disapproving of Victoria's ruthless streak. And Claire, quietly in the back, kept her arms folded and eyes sharp. Victoria approached the podium. Thank you all for coming, she began. Today marks a new chapter for Newman Enterprises. We are proud to announce the acquisition of, a voice from the crowd cut through the air, a company you thought you acquired. All heads turned. Billy stepped forward, grinning like a man holding a royal flush, because as of 2 hours ago, Omega Dynamics belongs to us. Chancellor Winters. Gasps erupted. Victoria's composure cracked. Barely. That's impossible, she said through clenched teeth. No, Billy smirked. It's business. The kind you used to be better at. Here's the spoiler we've been teasing. The real shock isn't Victoria losing the deal. It's who helped Billy win it. In a jaw-dropping twist, Victor Newman himself, yes, the mustache, had secretly brokered a deal with Billy behind his daughter's back. Why? Because Victor had been quietly watching Victoria become more like him, ruthless, manipulative, isolating. He didn't like what he saw. I built Newman to stand tall, Victor later told Nick. Not to crush every other damn company in this town. She forgot that. So he did what no one expected. He helped Billy beat his own daughter. Victoria was blindsided. She returned to her office and threw the confidential file across the room. Glass shattered. A vase exploded. I underestimated him, she whispered, more to herself than anyone, but the sting wasn't just the defeat. It was the betrayal, from her father, and the look on Claire's face as she stepped into the room confirmed it. You said you were doing all this for the family, Claire said softly. But it's never really been about that, has it? In the days that followed, Genoa City buzzed with speculation. What would Victoria do next? Would she retaliate against Victor? Would she try to destroy Chancellor Winters altogether, but she did something no one expected. She disappeared. 1 week. No press statements. No public sightings. Even Nikki was tight-lipped. Then, a letter arrived at Newman Enterprises for power, for legacy. And now I see the cost. I'm taking a leave of absence, indefinitely. Let the board fill the seat. They'll find out soon enough that they can't replace me. But maybe that's the point. Victoria with Victoria out, speculation runs wild. Nick? Too moral, Nikki? Too exhausted, Adam? Too unstable, Claire? Not yet, but maybe one day. In a twist no one saw coming, Nate Hastings steps forward with a proposal, backed by Victor, for a temporary co-CEO model, with Sally Spectra as the unexpected wildcard nominee to bring creative vision and marketing innovation. Yes, you read that right. Sally Spectra, who once nearly brought Newman Media to its knees, might soon be sitting at the head of the table. As for Victoria? The last scene fades out on her standing alone on a remote coastline, watching waves crash with fury. Behind her? A suitcase. In her hand? A burner phone, ringing. She answers, yes. I'm ready to start over. But not as Victoria Newman. Cut 2 Black. Final THOUGHTS. This week's Young and the Restless preview gives fans everything: corporate sabotage, family betrayal, romantic complications, and one of the boldest character exits in recent years. Victoria's shocking next move isn't just leaving Genoa City. It's walking away from everything: name, power, legacy, in search of something real. Will she return? Of course, but when she does, it won't be as the woman we knew. It'll be as someone rebuilt. Someone dangerous, and we can't wait.